Let's be honest, talk therapy hasn't gotten you anywhere. I know, I know. You can understand your problems, your trauma, you can analyze it, you can label it, and still feel stuck, still anxious, still disconnected. Hi, I'm Danielle Rubio, and I'm live here from Bali to talk about something I'm very passionate about, which is somatic therapy. So, if talking endlessly about your stress hasn't gotten you anywhere, then maybe it's time to ask, can somatic healing help? So, the answer isn't just yes, as you'll discover throughout this very informative video, but you'll understand why. And understanding the why is crucial because then it becomes a no brainer understanding of what we're doing here. So, somatic therapy works better because it works deeper. If you felt like, I know where my pain comes from, but I still feel broken in your therapy sessions, look, you are totally not alone. I work with women all over the world who feel the same way, who feel like they are still stuck after talking and talking and talking about their issues, knowing exactly why their issues are there, but not knowing how to fix it and not having the therapists even know how to fix it. Just like you, all of the women that come through my program, they have told the story of their childhood 100 times. You have talked about your issues at work. You've talked about your issues with your spouse. You've talked about your issues with this and with that. And it literally feels like you're just venting to your therapist every single week, like they're a soundboard. But come on, it's 2025 and it's time to truly heal at the root. And if you're a therapist and you're listening to this, I am too, very traditionally trained, and we need to do better. We cannot just keep having our clients coming to us and they're talking and talking and talking and years go by and they're still talking about the same thing that they came into your office for years ago. So if you're listening to this and you've done the journaling, you've done the meditation, you've done the 3D, 9D, 11D breath work, and I know you feel called out right now because, like all the women that I work with, you're likely one of those women that is the go getter. You do it all and you want answers. You don't settle. You want answers to why you have chronic anxiety. You want answers to why this is happening with your immune system, or why you have constant headaches, or why you're constantly lashing out at the people you love every single day. So you're willing to try this remedy and this remedy and this remedy and go through years of talk therapy because you know that you deserve more. You know that your loved ones deserve more. You know that your children deserve more. And so you're going to keep fighting for the life that you yearn for. But it's like you read all the books and your body still flinches, your body still tightens. Your jaw is like in a lock jaw position. You still can't sleep. You're not breathing fully. You're constantly holding your breath, waiting for the other shoe to drop. And that's because although you've done all these different modalities and all these different therapies, your body still hasn't gotten the memo. And there's a very big reason for this. So you have to understand that your mind is very good at suppressing pain. And so you can often have this sort of cathartic release in talking and talking about things, or doing the cognitive behavioral therapy, or in doing the breath work, or doing this or doing this. And you can kind of convince yourself that there's a temporary relief. You see, the mind is really good at suppression. It's really good at suppressing pain. It's really good at kind of playing tricks on you. And that's why using cognitive strategies like talking is going to keep things very surface level, because the bigger reality is that your mind doesn't want you to feel deeply when you've had past traumas, when you've had uncomfortable situations in your life. So your mind will sort of suppress things, and when you've done this therapy, or all the 9D breath works that are out there, you can sort of get by for a while. Your brain will kind of, say, okay, this is good. Let's just keep all the deeper stuff. under the level because or under surface because we don't want you to truly feel, because somewhere along the line you learned that it wasn't safe to feel because there's some unhealed wounds there. And all of that is for another video. I want to keep this one focused to why somatic healing is so effective. What I want you to really take home right now is that the body keeps the score. It stores every shock, every freeze, every heartbreak in your fascia, your cells, your nervous system. So while your thinking brain can suppress that painful stuff, your body can't. Your body doesn't want to talk about healing. Your body wants to complete it. And this is exactly what we do in my Unshakable Woman program, where I work with women one to one to truly get to the root of alchemizing these wounds. Because the reality is, your body is always going to give you a way to harmonize. It doesn't want to suppress, it wants to heal. So when we can work with the body, that's when we really get to the root. Here's what most people don't realize: all those symptoms you're trying to fix, the insomnia, the fatigue, the autoimmune flare ups, the panic attacks, these aren't the problem. These are the signal. Your body is trying to release stored survival stress. It's trying to finish a story that never got to end. This is where the somatic therapy comes in. So, research is catching up now, from trauma studies to nervous system science. The data is clear. Somatic therapy works. And beyond the science, I can tell you, in working with hundreds of women around the world, this is it. The oldest medicines we have are movement, sound, touch, more effective than we ever gave them credit for. Our ancestors knew this, and now we're remembering. The problem with traditional healing is that it never works with the body. You're stuck in the analytical mind. And that's how you got in this mess to begin with, interestingly enough. So you can't use that same methodology. That it's like continuing to get caught in the folds of the ruminations and the analyzing, and you just need to drop into the feet, drop into your heart. Your nervous system speaks in sensation. So here's three insights that could save your sanity and your happiness. First of all, stop treating your body's symptoms like they're your enemy. The panic, the numbness, the tight chest, it's not a malfunction. It's not a malfunction. It's a message. There's still something I need to feel. This is what the body's telling you when all those sensations arise. The next thing I want you to keep in mind is you need to learn to feel discomfort. What we want to do when we're working at this deep level is to stop being afraid of discomfort. And that's the power of somatic therapy, particularly when you're working with an expert therapist. When you're working with an expert guide, you're going to learn how to be in your body again, not run from it, not run from pain or run from uncomfortable sensations. It doesn't mean you're going to relive your trauma. You don't have to talk through every wound. You're simply learning to feel safely. You're simply learning to feel in these small sips until you become unstoppable. Because truly, the root is that all fear is a fear of feeling. So when you can move past that, the world is your oyster. And the next insight is the implementation, is the behavior shift. So, a skilled somatic therapist will guide you to connect with your nervous system in such a profound way that you automatically start shifting outdated behaviors, like lashing out at somebody for not putting down the toilet seat, or lashing out at your colleagues. So we start to shift everyday habits that we're running from these old programs. So here's a quick recap of what we do in my world so that you're not at the throes of chronic stress depletion and stuckness all the time. So we're going to discharge this stored survival energy through movement and neurosensory practices. We're going to befriend your own sensations, even the uncomfortable ones, and we're going to rewire your system to feel everything without drowning in it. And that's the key. When you can feel everything in yourself, you stop fearing what everyone else feels too. So, this is the ultimate avenue to find true peace on earth. And I don't say that lightly. So, then you're no longer scared of your emotions. You're no longer scared of anybody else's emotions. And you're truly like that eye of the storm. You're no longer overanalyzing your pain. You're not afraid to feel. And because of that, you feel better. So it's not about trying to feel better, it's about better feeling. So then we feel better. It's not magic, it's somatic. And no, somatic therapy doesn't mean that you're going to be crying on a floor for hours or screaming into the forest all day long. It's subtle, it's safe, it's skillful. It's you coming back to you, learning how to listen to your body that's been waiting to speak for your entire lifetime. So, if you're curious about somatic healing, download my nervous system reset guide that's linked below. And if you're ready to come home to the woman that you've been yearning to be, to become the unshakable woman with someone who's helped women from all over the globe do the exact same thing with my bespoke mentorship, then a link to book a call with me is below.